Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you and me, every son of liberty. Hurry right away, no delay, go today. Make your daddy glad to have...
Hello, and welcome to the channel. Today we're out at the range shooting our 180 grain bonded soft point for expansion. We're set at 100 yards. Let's begin. Let's go take a look.
Well, there goes the first jug. And 2 got clipped. 3 is gone. There's a 4th one. And here's the bullet.
Pretty good expansion from our 180 grain bonded soft points from Federal. And 5 jugs destroyed. All right, we'll go back and get set up for 200. We're now moved out to 200. Go take a look. Take a look at the damage here. That one's pretty much done. You can hit there. Just like the 100, pretty good mushrooming at 2. All right, we'll go get set up for 3. All right, we're now set for 300. Still good. Aha! It's in the fleece again.
Nice.
Well, 300 yards is still mushrooming just about as, perfectly as could be expected. We'll go get set up for 400. All right, we're set up at 400.
notice we have changed locations. This is the 500 yard. Go take a look.
Alright, so pretty successful test of our 180 grain Federal Fusion bonded soft points. As we can see here, looking at the 5 rounds, they all expanded pretty well. It's pretty interesting to see as you look across the range how they mushroomed less and less at each range, which is of course to be expected. It's just neat to look at. And out to about 300 yards or so, we had near perfect expansion. And it should be noted at the 4 and 500 that the rounds did bust through some wood on the side and the back of the target, so that may have impeded their expansion a little bit. But either way, after going through several jugs of water, we can see that they were expanding much closer to the nose of the bullet. Now at the 100, pretty much the entire round is peeled back, but still it maintained nearly all of its weight and good clean expansion all around. 200 was pretty much consistently the same thing, excellent expansion again, and the trend is again followed at 300. 400 is when you start to see a really noticeable shift in the height of expansion along the bullet. And again, just to mention, this is a point at which this round busted through some wood on the side of the bullet trough. And nearly the same at the 500. Expanded, but much closer to the tip. Still excellent, consistent results. This is, I think, the value of using a bonded round compared to a non-bonded round, which you would expect to fragment upon impact. Across the entire range here, all of the rounds stayed relatively solid. Looking at the graphs here, on our left we have expansion, and on our right we have weight retention. Now for expansion, we measured the diameter of the mushroomed projectile with a set of digital calipers, and then we computed how many times over its original dimension, which is 0.308, it had increased. For weight retention, we did basically the same thing. We weighed the rounds on a scale, following shooting them, and then we computed the percentage lost from its original weight of 180 grains. Now, what the trend line for both of these graphs shows is a very consistent spread. You can see the arc increases at the beginning for expansion, where we max out our expansion at 2.6 times its original size at 200 yards, and then it slowly begins to decrease after this. It's incredibly consistent. It's what you want to see from a performance round. Down below, we can also see that the standard deviation for expansion is 0.37. Now we're going to be computing standard deviations for both expansion and weight for every round we test, and what we think is going to be a good measure of a quality round is how low the standard deviations are in between each range. This round does have a pretty good G1 ballistic coefficient at 0.503, and we're getting a velocity at the muzzle of around 2,600 feet per second. Now Federal does publish on their website that the minimum velocity for this round to expand properly is 1,900 feet per second, and the range at which we reach that, or the RAWR, is 400 yards or so, according to the drop sheet that we have worked up. But we can see that even at the 500, it's still expanding to 1.5 times its original size. But at 400, which it should be reaching that minimum velocity, we're seeing still double its original size and expansion. Weight retention is again incredibly consistent across all ranges fired. At the minimum at 500, we're still retaining most of the weight, well over 170 grains. I think that's about it. So we're going to be interested in seeing what happens with the next batch of rounds we test. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content and would like to see more. Peace out.
In line, over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums rum-tumming.